Hey guys, so today what we're going to be doing is showing you guys how to make a simple cinematograph. Now if you don't know what a cinematograph is, that's where you take a photo and you add some movement to it. There is examples that I've given as resources online as well, but this is the one I'm making at the moment. So let's show you how I did it. So initially you're going to start with a photo. Here's a photo of my hand, and I've used a backdrop that I made behind it, trying to keep it dark because I'm going to put the lighter flames in front of it. The next step to this is dragging the video that I want to use into it. Now, it's always good to use I should say it's always good. It's the easiest way to do this is with a video that has a black background. Okay, and as you can see here, I'm going to create, place that first, and then create a timeline. You can see here that I've got both of these. I've got the background, I've got the foreground. I need to unlock that so that it becomes a layer in the timeline as well. So I've got those two there, and you can see here that that's got quite a big intro to it, and then moving into the rest of the video. So I'm probably going to, I want the fire to be upwards the whole time. I need to make sure I've selected that before I cut it, just like our last video, and then actually break it into two different layers there. So we have these overlaying each other. Alright, and that's actually pretty good. So now I can actually extend that there like that. And as you can see though, it's not very helpful with the black background there. I'm going to quickly move that a little bit more into position, and then if I go here, so instead of having it on normal, I'm going to change this, and you see this does a lot of different effects, but if I change that to screen, it'll give me just my fire. Another thing that I can change with this as well, if I want to add, say, make the fire stand out a little bit more, if I go to brightness and contrast, I might add a bit more contrast there as well, and lower the darkness a little bit, and I feel like that helps me. It kind of, like, I'm obviously not a hand model, but it kind of brings out some of the nooks and crannies in my hand a bit. I really like that texture in these kind of images. Now if I move this over a little bit, you can see that there is a problem as well. I'm actually going to transform this a bit, so Control T, I'm going to make this a bit bigger, just like that. Now you can see an issue here as well is the fact that the flame is going in front of my thumb. Okay, and I want this appearing to be sitting in my hand. So So the solution in this is overlaying as another layer, the image of my hand. So I'm going to go File, Open, and open another image of my hand. If this will let me, sorry. So you're going to actually have to save this first if you want to do this. So I'm just going to save it as a Photoshop file and save it just there like that. And then I can go File, Open, and open the extra image of my hand. So that way it's not trying to open it twice and draw from the same file. So try to not make sure you don't have that issue. Now, instead of using the magic wand tool that we've been using previously, I'm going to be using the quick selection tool. Because just having a look, if I try to use the magic wand tool, it is quite specific about what colors that it is grabbing. So go here, quick selection tool, Control D to deselect. You can see up here, I've got plus, I've got minus. If you hold Alt, it makes it change. So you can see, I'll make this a bit bigger. So you can see the circle there, it's now gotten bigger. If I hold down Alt, if I hold down Alt, it changes to a minus, and I can start getting rid of that. But it won't change unless you've got something there for it to take away. So there we go. So now what I'm going to do is change it back, and we're going to select my hand, trying to make sure I'm really kind of accurate with this, trying to get all of it, but then trying to also be conscious that I'm not grabbing too much and it still kind of looks natural. Go up there a little bit. So see how I'm going a little bit over, because I can always need that. See, I'm going to get rid of that because I only need these two fingers, because the other two fingers are in the background. So now if I hold down Alt, and that's going to snap to where I need it to be. Cool, and those fingers are basically done. Alright, fantastic. I'm happy with that. Not happy with that knuckle there. I need to fix that up. But the other one, the other image of my hand is actually going to show through as well. So it's just about not making it mess with where the fire is. So the thumb is actually probably the most important bit. Especially down here. See how that's followed that really nicely? I need to kind of make that appear as nice as the top. Because that's where the fire is going to be showing through. Now if I drag this off, I can then get that tool there. I need to unlock that. So if I grab this and drag it into here. And you'll see there when you drag something in, it's good enough to make another layer for us. So there I've got my hand and I can overlay it just like that. And you see there, I've actually missed the top of my thumb there, which is annoying. So we'll get rid of that. We'll go back on here and you see there that I've forgotten to do that. So I'm going to quickly neaten that up a little bit, holding down Alt again to make sure that I do that properly. And you can see there, because the fire was behind my thumb, like I was saying earlier, Control Plus to zoom in a bit because I'm going to try to get this pretty well spot on. I shouldn't have messed with the bottom of it then because that wasn't too bad. Alright, I'm going to draw that one in. That's better there. Give a little bit of shape to where my nail is and stuff. Alright, cool. I'm pretty happy with it. A little bit of overlap just there. Alright. Cool. Happy with that. Whoa. I didn't like it, did it, that one? Okay. And it's hard here on the base of my thumb, where you can see the colours are actually getting quite similar. So that's why that's kind of being hard to move around. Alright. So that's not bad. I'm getting a little bit pedantic now. And if I minimize that again, and that's looking okay. So take 2 here, so dragging the image off, and let's cut and paste that back in. Alright, that's better. Cool. And I'm happy with that. Then going down here, we need to make sure this is the same length as our video, just like that. So we've got those overlaying, so we can double check how this all works by dragging this back to the start. I also actually like to set loop play, so that way you can kind of how the cinematographic is going to be when we export it as a GIF. It's going to keep playing over and over and over again. You can kind of see the transitions a little bit better, which are actually really, really good, and I'm super happy with that. Another thing you can do if those transitions aren't working out great for you is actually if you copy this layer down here with the fire on it, and then duplicating those up. So I'm going to show you guys that now. If I go duplicate layer, okay, and I've got 2 there, and I'll drag one over here, and I'm going to make sure this is just as long as that one. Fantastic. That is such a help, having that end timer there, and then making sure I have that overlaid the whole time as well. So now if we play, and you'll see there that it's actually working quite well. A little bit of a flare up there in the middle, and I think that is, if I stop that, I think that's because I have them overlapping a little bit. So if I move that out a touch, it's very, very, you have to be very careful because you need them to just about meet up perfectly. So now we'll try it like that. We're going to have to end that one first. Going through, looking good. Pretty happy with the thumb. Alright, awesome. And I'm happy with that. So now, just like when we made our GIF, we're going to go to File, and we're going to go to Export, and we're going to go to Save for Web Legacy. Just like that. It will take a little while to upload, and you'll actually see why down the bottom right there. So this here, probably my biggest mistake, I guess, because it's going to take a long time to load, is I haven't changed the size of my image. I don't know if you remember us doing that when we made a GIF, trying to knock down that size a little bit.
2 hours later.
Okay, so there we go. So it's actually so big that it can't even optimize. So I'm going to cancel this, and it's going to take another eternity to cancel out of that because it's got so much information that it's trying to now remove from being optimized.
6 months later!
Okay, so now we're back. So we can go to image, and if I go to image size, and so I've got it to percentage, so you can see there, and I normally take it down to about 30%. And you can see there we've made it quite a bit smaller. Control plus, zoom it back in. Alright, now you'll see when I go file and I go export and I go save for web legacy, it is going to be way quicker than last time. And you can see down here that it's worked because we've got our image size showing as 1200 by 900. And then we've got to change the same things that we changed with our GIF as well. So we're going to change the transparency. And then just double checking everything else. So colors, we could actually probably down the colors a little bit just because there's not that many colors in that image, but I'm going to leave it anyway because we don't really need it. We've got lossy on 1.
2,000 years later.
Okay, and after an eternity later, we now have output that. So let's double check how we have gone. So opening up that. And that's working really, really well. So I'm super happy with that. So hopefully you guys have learned something. Sorry for my frustration with how slow everything was running today. I think I fixed the problem. So thank you.